The need for Christians to live an impactful life in the society, for them to be remembered for their good deeds when they are no more, was the basis of a sermon delivered by Venerable Chima Eke of the St. Paul's Anglican Church during the funeral ceremony of late Mrs. Caroline Mgbuesi Osiegbu at the St. Paul's Anglican Church, Obomkpa, Aniocha North Local Government Area. Venerable Eke admonished believers to live in Christ as all mortals must one day die in accordance with the will of God, adding that what was important was the final destination of every human being. He said there was never a good time to die and charged Christians to live a life of great impact while they are still alive. The Anglican cleric noted that the late Mrs. Osiegbu lived a life of great accomplishments and impacted on her children and others positive. Venerable Eke charged the children of the deceased to imbibe the good deeds of their late mother.
As we live, we are expected as children of God to know that everything that we have and every position that we occupy, God has put us there and made us to be that so that we can serve Him. The rich, with the gift God has given you of wealth, you were expected to serve and discover that there are people you need to help to better their condition.
The remains of the deceased were later interred at her compound amidst tears and eulogies. In an interview, the children of the deceased and other family members described her as a regime and an extraordinary mother and grandmother who stood by her children at all times when she was alive.
Mama was a peace-loving person. She was also a disciplinarian. She was prayerful, a praying mother. She would pray for her children one by one, So that was one thing we gained from. She was loving. She taught us to love each other, so we are all very close.
Mama, too much to say about her. Mama is a pillar, not just to the children, not just to her children, but to her community. She affected every community that she's been in. Many people are happy today because of the input of Mama.
My mother was very bold, very articulate, that if she wants to tell you your fault, she won't think twice about it, or I'm afraid to talk to you. Once you are her child, you are her child. She was a disciplinarian to the core, up to the great-grandchildren.
Mama was really part of my life. I lived with her for the first 6 years of my life, and the values that she taught me led me, even as now I'm a mother too, I still imbibe those things in my children.
Mama was an enigma. Mama was an epitome and a very strong woman.
She was one of the greatest mothers that anybody would wish to have. She was a disciplinarian, a prayer warrior, just name it, everything good.
Friends and well-wishers also gave words of consolation and advice to the bereaved.
Our prayer here is just to pray for the soul of Mama, to rest in peace.
It's a wonderful lady. It's a wonderful lady. You can see how many people are here now. You wouldn't expect this large crowd, but because of our goodwill, of our children, herself, our family generally, so you can see the outpouring of goodwill.
Mama, to me, she is a wonderful person, always prayerful. Whenever I speak to her, she starts with a prayer, ends with a prayer, and I'll miss her very dearly.
A reception was held for guests by the children of the deceased, for their friends and well-wishers who came to commiserate with them. The late Mrs. Caroline Mgbuesi Osiegbu was aged 94.